Hello everybody, it's Filipe Barros here, your West Coast swing and solo dance teacher. And in today's video, we're going to be looking at really nice techniques to increase the connection with your partner, to have great partnering skills. And so for the first one, we're going to look at going backwards, both go backwards before the follower goes forwards. And what I mean by that is the following. So we're connected, we're about to do our 5 and 6, for example, our 5 and 6. And then we're both going to move our weight towards the heel of the foot. And it's the leader that initiates this and the follower is responding. So if I was to transfer coming up to the middle, it will be the same with our follower, like this. So what we're doing is we have to go backwards first before the follower comes forwards. If there isn't that, the follower doesn't know they're coming forwards and it's not so nice, not has much stretch for the follower. To show you again, I'm here on my 5 and 6. And then we're going to roll towards the heel and my spine shifts over that foot, which is then connecting with our follower, and they feel the same as well. If I go slowly, the follower goes slowly. And if I go faster, the follower goes faster. And it's that beautiful lead and follow in this dance. So what's happening is we're dancing, we might do a sugar push, and 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, and then we both go backwards before the follower comes forwards. And that one makes this the bread and butter of West Coast swing. So a drill you could do is where if you have someone to dance with, or if you have an elastic band, you can put it against, or a rubber band, you can put it against the door frame, and then you can practice moving away and stretching, keeping the center counterpoint, which is another point coming up later in this video, or in part 2. So we're coming here. That's a really nice thing to practice with your partner, and that's what gives you the energy for the partner to come forwards. We can call this the mechanical advantage. If the follower comes forwards by themselves, we're stretching, now I'm just going to come forwards by myself, we're missing out on all this lovely energy. So we want to use that mechanical advantage of the hips coming back to create the stretch, almost like a biting point in a car. You have the clutch. For us Europeans, we drive with what the Americans call a stick shift, or gears as we say. You have the clutch and accelerator. When they both meet the right point, the car rises. So we're going to go here. We have the clutch is now, and the accelerator, biting point, and then we can use that to lead the follower with lovely energy, using the mechanical advantage. Nice. And it's also the same from like any position if you want to start your follower. So for example, I might be, my weight's neutral, but I might be starting from here, for example. I still have to do the same thing, and then I might be shifting, and we're still creating the same thing in our follower. We're still releasing their hip, like that, rather than start leading without releasing the follower. So that's the mindset to have leaders and followers. I must, if I'm a follower, it's only time to go forwards once the hip is being released to go. Or leaders, my followers ready to go only if I release that hip, and you can think about it going behind the heel. So this is not behind the heel, but now the hip's releasing behind the heel, which creates the reaction. Our follower ready to go in West Coast swing amazingness. For our second tip, we're going to look at how we have a shared center or center counterpoint, which I've spoken about in previous videos, where we have there's a nail going through there, and we're both stretching away from the center counterpoint, or going into compression from the center counterpoint, like this. However, what's happening is we're under resisted release, which I've mentioned before in other videos, where the muscle is engaged, but as it's extending, it's not just loose. So we can think about it like this. As it's extending, you can feel this lovely gooiness. Rather than being like this, you don't feel anything. It's like, and the resisted release. So we can both do that. Often I'll be watching people dancing West Coast swing, and I might see the elbow here, and then it gets straightened really quickly, and I know, that wasn't under resisted release. So we're thinking about that center counterpoint. We're stretching away, and then this gap might get bigger. As we're stretching away, it might slowly release, but it's under control always. And that's what, and then it creates a much smoother stretch for leaders and followers. For example, we have this here, and imagine we are holding the band here. We want to have this sensation where it's stretching away, nice and relaxed. And the center counterpoint is here. We're just moving away from it here. And also, when we're going into compression, it's the same thing. If I was to follow, and you do this, thank you very much, and I'm coming towards, I might connect, and now under that sort of resistance release feeling, going the other direction, I'm controlling how far I want to bend my elbows, rather than here and then collapse with no connection. I can see in a follow when they're like, they're controlling their compression, and when they come the other way, they're also controlling the other way out as well. I often will see, I often will see a follower coming in and coming out, and there's not really much connection there. So Hoa will demonstrate it for us perfectly. My wonderful student, thank you for your help.
Thank you.
We were working on it today as well in our private lesson. So we're going to show you here. So our follower might connect with our leader, and then they can choose how much they want to bend the elbow, but under control. And it's the same going the other way as well. 5 and 6. If they want to, we can stretch there. But we don't start already super straight usually, or completely straight, because you've got no more space left. So when you watch videos on YouTube, have a look and see if you can see the really nice control. You'll find that that you might see a dancer, they're really amazing, and then you realize, they're really stiff. This is always in the same, it's always in the same position. Even when they stretch, it's not really doing, you can see, maybe they have a stiff arm, rather than this moment here where it might release here. Interesting, I found that fascinating. And for our final tip, we're looking at how we are constantly adjusting to each other. Yes, so we might feel like every time I dance I have the same frame shape, same frame width. If I'm tuning my follower, I have the same height. But we have to be adjusting to each other. We're a team. So I might, for example, I might want to have a wider frame on my sugar push. So I might be going 1, 2. I might be having it wider depending on who I'm dancing with, which might create another sensation, easier to connect with somebody who's maybe not connecting as much. You can also use that chest as well, bring it out as I do that. Various techniques you can use to connect with each other. Also, when I'm with a follower, I might do a right side pass, keeping more towards on the side of the eyes of my follower. So if they're taller, it's going to have to go a bit higher. Imagine they're taller, I'll go here. If I'm doing multiple spins, I want to keep it around the eyes of my follower as a general rule. And I might go higher or wider if I want to slow it down. So followers as well, a good tip for you is to not set a frame when you're spinning, forcing the leader to go high. Allow your frame to be malleable, adjustable, because some leaders might want to turn you here to make it easier for those turns. Yes, so, and leaders and followers, if there's a faster song, I might keep a shorter rope. As a follower, I love following because I can really go down a slot and choose, I want to connect with my partner, I want to keep going, I want to travel further until I connect with him. I love it. If it's a faster song, shorter rope. If we have a bit more time, we might go a little bit longer, but I still like to keep a general bend in the elbow here. So that's another way we can adjust to help that connection with our partner. Hope you found these tips helpful. Try this out in your social dance this week and let me know in the comments below if any of these helped, and if you have any of your own tips as well. And we'll be back for a part 2 in our next video. And I'd like to invite you as well to keep inspired by subscribing to this channel. You can click on the subscribe button below and also on the bell icon, and that will help you to get notified when videos are available. And if you enjoyed this video, then you're very welcome to give this a like. And you might want to consider as well supporting me as a partner with a one-off or a recurring contribution, and I'll be using that to help make more quality videos, and also to go to West Coast swing and dance events, do competitions, and to keep growing in my craft, in my art. So thank you for watching. I wish you all a wonderful day, and don't forget to enjoy dancing and to be yourself on the dance floor.